What's good, my former nice people? This is Ase Daniels, and welcoming you back to Kindness Speaks. I know it's been a minute, but we are back. I'm recording this on Election Day, and happy Election Day. And I'm gonna just put this out there. Me personally, I believe that I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just say it that whoever the president is not gonna save the planet. Okay, he's not gonna save America. It's for in my mind, the real impact should be on the state and local government. Where you are right now, you should get involved in your state and local government. Yes, it's a very important election, um, but I'm not going to be devastated if my person doesn't win. Okay, I'll just put that out there. To me, it's all about us getting involved in our state and local government. What's going on in your town, you should be aware. And I'm challenging you and myself to get involved, to show up at a meeting, to hear the conversations that are going on so that we can be informed and make informed decisions on what impacts our life immediately. Sure, in the White House, it does impact us to a certain extent, but not for real, for real. Not like more, not much more than what happens in the state and local government. What's going on right outside your door and in your community. I'm challenging us. All right. So we're getting to it. Today's topic, I'm starting a series. Y'all know I love series. So I'm starting a series. This series is selfishness, selflessness, and kindness. Okay, y'all know my thing is all about kindness. Okay, today's topic, 5 ways that we are selfish and not kind. 5 top ways, okay? And if you go to my blog on kindnessdefined.com, I have a list of 15 ways that we are selfish and not kind. Okay, so this is part one of the series. I wanted to focus on selfishness because I believe that so many people are confused of what selfishness really is, and they think that it's being, and we're gonna get into it, especially with the selflessness, and we there's like this subtle, weird kind of confusion. Can we put ourselves first? I think that's the biggest key. And we're going to break down. We got 5 things I'm going to go over today. And again, the blog post has the rest of them. So you can check out the blog post, kindnessdefined.com. Check out that. And if you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter. I think it's 62 people. And I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year, by 2020. And I'm going to do something special. I'm going to just do it random. Whoever my 100th subscriber is going to get a free copy of my book. My book is going to be done by the end of this quarter. By the end of Q4 of 2020, it's going to be done and in people's hands. It's going to be a physical book, and I'm excited. So, my 100th subscriber, I'll just put it out there. If you are the 100th subscriber, you get a free copy of the book. I'll mail it to you. Shipping, I'll take care of everything. Just need your contact information and be able to send you a free copy of Kindness Defined. That's the name of the book, Kindness Defined. It's done, y'all. It's done. I'll jump through these hoops of copyright and the publishing, doing all that. Okay, so honorable mention in my top 5. We're gonna go from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In my opinion, of the top 5 things that people do that are selfish and not kind. Okay, so I want to start with the notable honorary mention. Okay, sometimes they have a top 10 list or whatever, and they mention people that are close but didn't make the top 10. So this is the honorable mention. When people are in the wrong role, when you know someone else is better suited. I.e., let me give an example. Is that when you see people and you're driving on the beltway or the highway, whatever, and their lanes. Everybody knows that there's lanes. There's the slow lane, there's a slow lane, there's the medium kind of your average speed limit, and there's people that go a little bit in the faster lane. Okay, so when you are driving and you know you're driving slow, but you're in the fast lane, and then you're just messing up the whole ebb and flow of traffic. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you in this lane if you know you're not going to want to go faster? That's the rules of the road. And I believe it's a challenge with a lot of us are in the wrong role at our job, at work, at community service, outreach, whatever it is. You know you're in the wrong role. But for whatever reason, you choose and say, I'm going to take this role. And, to me, that's selfish. And again, It's about the act, not the individual. These are selfish acts. Okay. We are not selfish, but we do a lot of times we perform selfish acts. I don't like labeling people and the labeling things we do. But things that we do can be selfish, but we might not be selfish. There's other reasons that are fueling the action, the selfish actions, and we're going to get into that later. That's a big topic, but I'm going to keep going here. Number 5, when we are number 5, when we are selfish and not kind. Number 5 is to acknowledging another person when they come into our presence, or vice versa. Not acknowledging another person when they come into your presence. Now, this is kindness 101. In the space and season that we're in, we have to acknowledge people. Now, again, we have our mask on and we can't see each other's mouth and entire face, but we can acknowledge people. Look them in the eye. Look at, everybody's whose eyes you connect with, means something to God. It means something, and it should mean, if whether you are, a spiritual person, you believe in God or not, it's about being a human being, and to acknowledge someone's presence is a sincere act of humanity, not just kindness, just being a human being. That we are here in community, we're here together. So to acknowledge them, look them in the eye, speak, say hello, okay? And to me, is when you don't want to acknowledge other people, to me, that's an act of selfishness. That's just being selfish. Okay, that's number 5. I'm gonna keep going. Number 4, we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why do people do it the other way? Why do people have a top 10 list and start with number 1? Nobody wants to. There's no suspense. Why do people do that? I never understood that. Either way, number 4. Not wanting anyone else to get the credit for what they helped you accomplish. Okay. So you have a project, and you have a team, and you're working with the team. And sure, you might be the one, spearheading it, organize, whatever it is, right? But all of a sudden, you say, you want all the credit. You want all the credit, even though people had a part to play in helping you accomplish and get the job done and accomplish get the project taken care of. But you don't want them to get acknowledged. You only want to be acknowledged. That's being selfish and not being kind. That's being selfish, y'all. And I was putting this together. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Is this what people know? And see, I want to make sure I am crystal clear that I do not want to assume that people know the difference between being kind and being selfish or selfless. We're going to break this down in this series, please. And I'm putting it out there. And if you assume this, and you're in a better place, okay, well, that is selfish, right? When you don't want to acknowledge other people that had a part to play in getting the job done, getting the project taken care of, to be able to check the box to have that thing finished. Good for you. God bless you. Good for you. You're at that maturity level and of growth. Good. But some people aren't there. And I got to call it out. That's my job. My gift is exhortation. I have to call it out as I see it and to encourage us, to spur us into the right actions. That's my job. And that's why you're listening. So keep it going. So top 5 reasons. Let me say it again. The top 5 ways we are selfish and not kind. Number 3 of the top 5 ways we are selfish and not kind. Number 3 is that we have more than enough but are unwilling to share. Okay. I don't believe it's being selfish when you don't have enough to take care of what you are responsible for, what you need to take care of for yourself individually, for your family, etc., and then want to give to others. That to me is not selfish. That's to me, it's an order of priority. So you have to take care of yourself first. Oh my goodness, and I'm gonna spend a lot of time with the selflessness part. But again, being selfish is when you have more than enough, but you're still unwilling to share. This is selfishness 101. Okay, but I think some of us introverts, some of us nice guys and girls, we sometimes get this confused, and we want to look like we're the one that are doing for other people, and we want to make sure we see that other people are getting something and that we are seeing giving it to them. Okay, And then all of a sudden we look up and we don't have what we need to take care of our responsibilities, but we feel this sense of pride. And, to me, that's selfish, is that you want the pat on the back, but then all of a sudden you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, at a position of lack, because you didn't prioritize to take care of yourself first so that you can do stuff for others later. There's a priority to things. And I don't believe it's not Christian, me personally, okay? I say, I don't believe that if you are not able to give to others until you have everything straight for you. Some of us are so religious that we get stuck and think I have to do for everyone else first, then whatever's left over is for me. That's not biblical. That makes no sense. I'm gonna get to it. Top number 2. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 ways we are selfish, not kind. We're gonna wrap this up real quick. I'm not gonna spend forever on this. Number 2 is that we are being nice to avoid dealing with the problem at hand. Oh boy. This is key. Okay. We say things, y'all gonna get sick of hearing me say it, but you say, I'm fine, fearful, insecure, neurotic, emotional. You're not fine. But see, it's really being selfish. It's really being selfish when you don't want to address the issue at hand. There's an issue, there's a disagreement, there's some contention, right? And you pretend and you really lie. It's really lying, okay? That you don't disagree, you're not upset, you're not frustrated, it's perfectly fine with you. Remember, fine. I want it to stick in your spirit, in your mind. Every time you hear that word fine, something's not right. No, we have to stop saying this and trying to put ourselves off the hook from addressing the issue at hand that's right in front of us. We have to have the maturity and the courage to deal with what we need to. We have to have that courage. And it's being selfish to pretend that everything is fine when it's not fine. That's selfish. Kindness speaks. Kindness says, hey, this is how I'm feeling. See, the problem happens when we hold it on. We stuff it deep, deep, deep down. How we really feel, then it comes out. It's always going to come out. And the problem is that it's going to come out in a physical sickness or illness or headache or something. Listen, mind and spirit are connected. And when we start denying and pretending things aren't real, it's really being selfish because we are too fearful of dealing with the issue at hand, bringing up feelings that are uncomfortable. Okay. Now you can say, hey, you know what? I'm uncomfortable with this, but I know it's important enough. And I want to be kind and speak my truth. We have to speak our truth. What's true for us? We have to speak it. We have to speak it to ourselves. We have to speak it to others that are closest to us, and then it goes from there. But if we're not speaking the truth to ourselves, to our own selves, how can we? See, this is, again, we don't want to consider it as being selfish. Oh, I'm not selfish. Yeah, you are. Yes. That's a selfish act. Yes. Yes, you are. And then all of a sudden people have to assume how you feel and what you think. That's being selfish. That is. We have to stop that. Number one way, I keep saying it wrong. Number one way we are selfish and not kind. Number one is when you are willing to indulge, injure, or harm yourself to the point where someone else will have to help you when all of it could have been avoided. Oh boy. This one right here. This is being selfish, y'all. These are when the selfish acts go to such an extreme that other people need to come and bail us out. Our family, our friends, or even our co-workers, our bosses, because we wanted to indulge in things that we knew we had no business doing. And then all of a sudden somebody has to take time out of their schedule because all these things could have been avoided. And see, okay, let's say you have an addiction, you have a problem, whatever it is, right? You have a problem. But see, are you taking active steps to deal with and address your problem or addiction? Or are you saying, oh, well, somebody's going to bail me out. You know, it's just like that selfish son that won't find a job, that doesn't want to do anything. He's sleeping in the basement, sleeping in mama's basement, smoking weeds, playing video games, eating up all the food, but not doing anything proactively to get a job. When more than likely he's more than qualified, but he's just lazy. That's being selfish. And then you put your parents, your family at a disadvantage because you want to indulge, you want to stay up late, you want to, get into all these crazy relationships, and then all of a sudden you're just stomping on people's feelings. You're in and out of relationships. You're not being kind. You're not speaking your truth. I'm not in this. I want this relationship should be over. So you're playing around. You're sneaking around people's backs. That's being selfish when it clearly could have been avoided if you had spoken your truth. We have to be kind and not selfish, y'all. This is the change and the shift that we need to have. 2021 is a heartbeat away. Why are we taking these old mindsets and old patterns into 2021? It's time to make the shift to kindness and not being selfish. Okay? And I'm challenging us. This is my challenge. Begin addressing your issues first, then you can be there to help other people. And I believe that there is benefit in being part of someone else's solution to help them accomplish and to work through and to deal with their issues. But I believe as simultaneously as you're working to help them, you should be helping yourself. At minimum, simultaneously. But sometimes I believe most of us introverts, most of us that have a problem saying no, most of us that are in the valley of decision, trying to figure out which way life is going to go forward, we get caught up in trying to do for everyone else, but then don't want to do for ourselves. And that's not selfless, that's selfish. Because if we took care of ourselves, we could do more for them. I'm not letting this go. And I need y'all to stay with me on this. This is my challenge. Begin addressing your issues first, so you can be there in a better capacity, in a better space, especially financially, or at minimum financially, then you can do more for others. This is a principle that I'm trying to lay down. This to me is one of the core foundational principles of kindness. Is when you put yourself first so you can do more for others. Because right now, if you have not taken care of yourself and have not prioritized your self-care, the impact that you can make for others is minimal. Minimal. But if we took ourselves, if we took responsibility, not being selfish, but being really kind to ourselves, and if we want to make the shift from being selfish to selfless, I'm going to break it down next week. Y'all stay tuned. This is a 3-part series. Stay tuned for part 2 where I break down how we can truly be selfless. Truly be selfless. We're going to break that down next week. Okay? And again, thank you all for listening. I appreciate each one of you. And we have some things coming. I need you to, if you haven't already, I'm going to be alerting everybody via email. So I need you to do me a big favor. Sign up for my newsletter, looking for 100 subscribers by the end of this year. And I don't think I'm open. I'm 62 right now. I'm trying to get to 100 because I'm trying to build a community. And I'm going to send out a survey in that email. And it's going to be a simple series of emails just so you can get to understand what Kindness Defined is all about and the goal of Kindness Defined. Okay, and then there's going to be a anonymous survey so I can kind of frame, and my goal is to build a community of like-minded people that want to make the shift from being selfish to kind. Okay, and then I want to create a kind of a organic, sterile environment where we can be honest and transparent with each other with no judgment. We can't grow if there's judgment. It's not possible. But I want to create that. I got a Facebook group that I want to work with. So I want to challenge. I want to encourage you if you're willing. And it's not for everybody. And it's okay. I'm perfectly fine with everybody not coming. I'm looking for really a few, maybe 12, max maybe 15 to start this thing. Okay. And to start to build this community. So you all have an awesome election day. And let's be safe out there. And I'm praying that, nobody does anything ridiculous and crazy out here today. But, that everybody will be safe regardless of the results. Regardless of the results. I'm going to end here. Again, this is Ase Daniels with Kindness Speaks. And remember, Nice people do finish last, but kind ones rise to the top. Let's go.